Well, it becomes binding, obviously, but binding arbitration does not work in this country. The companies, or our companies that we deal with, will not follow the collective agreements as they are. So we come to the bargaining table with issues that our members want fought, they want dealt with at the bargaining table, and an arbitrator will not deal with that. So it's not going to be good for railroad workers, and unfortunately we're stuck with it because of what the Liberal government has done.
What would you like the Prime Minister to do at this point?
Come and face these guys and tell them why they did it, for one. The Prime Minister and the Liberal government has lied to Canadians. They have said for the whole term that they are labour friendly. They've proven last week that they're not. They don't care about workers, they just care about corporate greed.
Have you had any talks with any member of the Liberal government?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. It's very loud.
Have you had any talks with any member of the Liberal government, and do you expect to?
Yes, we have. We talked to the Minister of Labour. I talked to him on Sunday. My team talked to him yesterday, and we saw him again today, and we voiced our concerns all 3 days.
And what did he say?
The same he's been saying in the media. Nothing about what these guys are concerned about. Everything about the Canadian economy, but not about 10,000 hardworking railroad workers across Canada and their concerns.
What would you say to Canadians who feel like, rail is essential and having those railways potentially off the rails would harm the economy? What do you say to Canadians who are really concerned about that?
They are concerned. We understand why they're concerned, right? But we still have our rights under the Canada Labour Code, under the Charter of Freedom of Rights, to free collective bargaining, and we still want those rights. You just can't take that away.
Would you consider organizing some sort of walkout despite binding arbitration?
No, that's illegal. We will not support a walkout.
How did you also feel about the timing of the minister's choice to invoke his powers to make the request of the Relations Board? I mean, should the government have intervened sooner? He said he waited, but a lot happened before the process to kind of lead to that.
Government should never intervene at all, right? If they had not intervened, we believe we would have had collective agreements by this point in time. They took our power to put pressure on the companies to sit there and get their demands off the table, which were concessionary. We're taking away our rights to safety aspects of our collective agreement and not addressing the concerns of our members. If they had not interfered, we believe we would have had collective agreements at both properties.
Do you mean interfered this time or interfered when Minister O'Reilly?
Both times. Both times.
We're still a year away from an election. What does this, or theoretically at least, what does this current labor dispute play into ongoing political situation?
I have no idea. I'm not a politician. I'm just a hard-working union person trying to fight for the rights of Canadians and our members across the country.
What are your members telling you?
They're angry. They've had enough. They're fed up. They're fed up with the way the companies treat them. They don't respect them at work. They don't respect the collective agreement. We have tens of thousands of outstanding grievances that can't get resolved because they just continuously violate the collective agreements and the rights of our members. They are furious.
The companies asked for binding arbitration. They basically come what they want.
Absolutely. They want to get binding arbitration from day one. We started bargaining last fall with both properties for 3 collective agreements, for 3 bargaining committees. And from day one, they've been pushing for binding arbitration because they know they can't achieve what they want at the bargaining table. And they have nothing to lose going and getting binding arbitration.
If the Prime Minister were to come out here and speak with you folks, what would you tell him?
I think I'll let these guys speak for themselves. Voices have a lot of power, and there's a lot of angry people here.
What would your members say?
Look at our signs. Corporate greed. Take it back. Do what you say. Don't lie to the people of Canada. They sat there and said for a long time that they were labor friendly, and like I said, they've proven this last week they're not. Thank you.
I'm just going to say a few words, and then we have some speakers here that would like to say a few words as well. And I'd like to start off by thanking the support we're getting from Halifax, from the people of Nova Scotia, all the other labor unions that all showed up here today to support us. The Federation of Labor, the local Labor Council, the NDP, all supporting workers' rights. And that's the issue that we're here today to fight, is the stripping of workers' rights. We're 10,000 railway workers. We're afforded the same rights as every other Canadian, and they've been stripped from us. Stripped from us by a company that was played by 2 railways. And they know that. These 2 railways work together to orchestrate or manufacture this crisis. We did not want labor disputes at both railways at the same time. We respect Canadians. We are Canadians. We know what that would do. But we could not get anybody to separate these two negotiations so that we could actually bargain collective agreements at both places. That was stripped from us. The Liberals played right into the railways conspiracy and their plan to do this, which is well planned out, and played right into their hand to force binding arbitration because they don't want to negotiate with us. You know, they say the long negotiating process that went on. It was a whole bunch of sitting, staring in a blank room to empty voices. There's been no negotiations. This was their plan all the way to get this, and they got exactly what they wanted, and the Liberals helped them do that. So yes, we're mad, and we're going to continue to fight for our workers, and we're going to challenge this to prove it's constitutionally wrong. I mean, any other time there's been a labor dispute and it's resulted in legislation, back to work legislation, that's been done by Parliament, by a vote of all the members of Parliament, not by one person invoking a section of the Labor Code to end the strike and take away our rights to vote or to strike. So at that time, I'd like to introduce our the NDP candidate, for Halifax.
Was in Halifax, and I was very proud to sit with him. It was August 18th, which was a significant day in this labor negotiation, in this labor situation, and I was proud to stand with him as he clarified again and again his position. And unfortunately, in a backdoor, cowardly way, effectively, Justin Trudeau has sent this agreement away from the bar. Because this hasn't gone to Parliament for debate and for vote, he has the option to say nothing, and he certainly won't be showing up at an event. So, you know, my message to Teamsters who are here, my message to Labour overall.
Nova Scotia Federation of Labour. I just want to make sure that our workers understand that we're here collectively in these fights together. And I think the sister sign here says it all. We need to stop putting profits over people. Union jobs often bring to the table questions around safety. And one of the big issues here for Teamsters is the fatigue that their members are facing. And I think that every Canadian needs to understand that they need to be at the bargaining table to stop its interfering with the collective bargaining process. The Saskatchewan Federation of Labour won a court ruling. We have a challenge in against a former Liberal government here in this province around the same kind of stuff. Governments need to stop interfering in the collective bargaining process and make sure their workers get a fair shake at the end of the day. And interfering in that process is not giving workers a very good result at the end of the day. We can do better, and we need our governments to do better, and they need to get out of bed with the corporate world and start siding with the workers in this country. Thank you.
President of the Halifax Dartmouth District Labour Council. The Labour Council represents over 25,000 members of the organised labour family in the Halifax Dartmouth District area. Happy to be here today in support of the Teamsters and other people from our organised labour community, from other unions including NSGEU, CUPW, other Friends of Labour, Ms. Gender and the critic from Cape Breton, Squeezy. Many people here today have experience in the collective bargaining process, be it with negotiation teams, or with strikes or other activities. A more stable, long-term, sustainable outcome happens when employers and employees can get that handshake on their own. There are times where the government can be useful with conciliation and mediation services when it's being asked for by the parties involved. But be it with the Teamsters now or with others now elsewhere, a more sustainable outcome will happen when employees and employers can on their own achieve that final handshake. We encourage people, much like that song in England with the soccer teams, you don't walk alone. Today, Teamsters don't walk alone. Next Monday on Labor Day, that Halifax Labor Day parade will end at this same location and people will not be walking alone. And together, working together and helping each other out where we can, hopefully that will result in long-term, stable, sustainable outcomes for all involved. Thank you very much.